Good morning, everybody. And Matthew, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Teepa.
Well, Matthew, you have been putting out quite a number of social posts lately that mostly relate to things that are upcoming that we want people to know about. So if you haven't gotten those, we might want to check and see what's happening to some message. Could they be coming into spam, something along that line? But if you have gotten them, then great, we're connecting. Our topic for this morning, however, is this is the second in a series. So if you missed Saturday, you might want to go back and check that out. Second in a series talking about sex and sexuality. So it's not going to be R rated, but it is going to be sort of something to think about. And it has to do with one of the most common misconceptions I think that carers can develop is that when we try to provide support in intimate care, in personal care, and it could be bathing, dressing, toileting, it could be even things like mouth care or shaving, it could be like helping somebody get from seated to in the bed, it could be during transfers of mobility, because we are within this boundary marker that we call intimate space. I mean, it's not personal space. It's not where we're having conversations. We've moved into this intimate space where touching can and does occur. And sometimes the cues that we're offering when someone has a brain that's changing, particularly possibly in areas of vision and language and interpretation and even touch itself, what can happen is cues can get misunderstood and misinterpreted. So sometimes when somebody says, "Oh, do you want to go to bed with me?" It could simply be because you've said, "Hey, Matthew, let's go ahead and get your clothes off and put your PJs on so you can get in the bed." And I'm leaning in and I'm starting to unbutton your things for you. And your brain goes,
Oh,
"Hmm,
okay. Well, I know what
okay,
this is. Yeah, I know. I know what these
I
things
know what
are.
this is. This is an
Yeah.
old thing, and it may be acceptable, it may be not. And the inappropriate behavior, the sexual behavior, comes when you interpret it as an advance on my part. Now, one of the things I can do, which makes a difference visually, is Matthew, hey,
Hey. Oh,
and I
hi.
offer my hand. So, what I did visually is I set it up so I paused outside that boundary marker. And I said, "Hey," and my hand is quite near my face. You can see both of them, even if your visual field is getting smaller and smaller. And I have it steady and still. And then I make the offer forward. Now, notice I didn't go down like I would with a normal handshake. I'm up here. And so I show you my first touch with you. You know what I'd like it to be? Hand to hand. I would like us to shake hands. And because I want to stay in that space, I'm also going to take my hand and take your hand and hold on. And I'm going to turn sideways. Now, one of the reasons I want to turn sideways is I want this space that's like out here to be our common space. And I want us both to be able to notice things. I could direct you to things, but it feels more like we're working together towards something than that I'm doing something with you and you're going to do something with me, which could be viewed as intimate. Now, this is particularly important when we're in places like bedrooms and bathrooms and in private spaces, because that's where private behavior takes place. So, again, visual cueing of the environment could also trigger, also what I'm wearing. And I must say, scrubs are probably one of the worst things to wear if this is the case, because they're designed to direct the gaze. And when you lean forward, many of you may not be aware of this. Your scrubs don't stay tight on you, they lean forward too. And there's an opening down and in. And if I'm within arm's reach and I have someone with damage in the prefrontal cortex, I'm sort of inviting this touching, this connecting, this seeking behavior, and I'm not hiding a lot at that point. So you'll notice today I chose to wear something with long sleeves, with an up neck. I pulled my hair back, and I've got it sort of designed to register as friendly. I'm not unfriendly, but I'm also not really inviting. you to do something other than connect with me. Now, when we get into hand under hand, this means my fingers are free. Your palm is feeling a lot of what my hand is doing. In other words, we're working hand in hand to get something done, but my hand is up under yours into the palm of yours so that when we're doing something, you're actually doing things for yourself. I'm not doing things to you or for you or around you that would suggest that I'm supposed to do something and you're supposed to do something. Yeah. Oh, Matthew found another person. Oh, how helpful. Nice. Super good. So, what we have here is an opportunity for me to do things with you, and I will use words that support that, like, hey, Matthew, go ahead, unbutton your buttons.
Oh, oh,
Now, who did I imply was unbuttoning the buttons? Matthew. But when I'm in hand under hand, I actually can use my fingers on my hands to do it, but his hand is in the task. So today, I wanted to really address this very frequent concern that I watch time after time after time. When we do a takeover of a task that's in the intimate space, and we're right in front of the person, and then we're blaming them for behavior that is sort of a misperception of what we're trying to do. And then we get all bent out of shape. And if we're not, or we're trying to cover it up and say, oh, don't do that. No, please don't do that. Stop, stop, stop. And we sound like a mom with a disobedient 2-year-old. And all that does with most 2-year-olds is get them to try harder. And what we want to recognize is, wow, who started this? Well, what started it was a lack of awareness, knowledge, and skill. And what's the problem? Nobody thinks and believes that people need to be skillful when it comes to working with someone living with the brain changes that come with such a variety of dementias. And we truly believe until that changes, we will continue to misinterpret and misunderstand what is happening. Now, we are going to get to the situations where it's different, but I want to take the most common misconception and blow it out of the water because it's time to quit blaming someone with brain change for brain change. And instead, own that somebody's brain could change and actually they can become skillful. And let's look in the mirror. Am I the one, or do I need help and I need someone to help me? Till next time, take care with your care. Next session, we're back with more on inappropriate behaviors, sexuality, intimacy, and what else could be going on here. And how do I cope with what is going on here? Be well. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.